everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Spinach. So in this video we are going to talk about my Plab 1 experience. Recently I wrote Plab 1 exam that was on 12th of August this year. In this video I'm going to give you the insights of that exam. So this is going to benefit not only the students who are appearing for November Plab exam, but also the future or aspiring Plab candidates. But before making this video, I must ask you to please subscribe to my channel if you keep enjoying watching my videos. Also click on the notification bell down below. If you liked this video, do click on the like button in the end. So without wasting more time, let's start this video. First question people asked me was, how did you find the paper? So I should say quite lengthy. Even after practicing a lot of marks from different sources, I still found that I had much less time to attempt every question. So the exam was quite time constraining. I have 81 questions left and only 60 minutes to attempt those questions. So that means I had less than 45 seconds to attempt one question. And out of those 45 seconds, I also had to mark in the OMR sheet. So that accounts for 3 to 4 seconds. So I had less than 40 seconds to read the question, read the options, and think about the right answer. So you can see how time constraining was that, right? Apart from that, the length of the question was like half to 1 page long. So I was not expecting the question paper to be so lengthy, to be honest. The other question that comes is, was the exam difficult? I think the level of the paper was not difficult, but the length of the questions made the paper difficult. So again, if I had enough time to attempt all the questions, read the question thoroughly and read the options thoroughly, I would say that I would attempt most of the questions correct. But this was more about, what first comes to your mind. So as soon as you read the question and read the options, the first thing that clicks your mind is the answer. Right. So what is the take-home message from this? The take-home message is, it is very important that you work more on your time management skills in Plab exam. So from this take-home message, you might ask me how to manage time. So that's the next question I'm going to answer. So I'm going to give you some tips to manage time, and I'm quite sure that these are going to help you a lot. So tip number 1 is, studying too much is not needed. So what is important is that whatever you have studied should be consolidated in your memory. Why am I saying this to you? The reason is that you don't have time in the exam to rethink and determine that your selected answer is correct. I'm repeating this again. You really don't have enough time to, rewire your mind, think about the question and the answer again in order for you to confirm that that is the correct answer. So the thing is that if you have a very solid memory about a topic, then the first thing that comes to your mind is the answer, and you are quite sure that this is the answer because that's kind of imprinted in the memory. The tip number 2 is to familiarize yourself with the way the questions are framed in the Plab exam. This is very important. Now let's take an example to better understand what I am trying to tell you. So we have a question here. So a 26-year-old female presents with a sudden shortness of breath, tingling and paresthesia around her mouth, and carpopedal spasm. Episode started 15 minutes ago and is still continuing. What is the next most appropriate management? And we have 5 options here. As soon as you read the question and read the options, the first thing that comes to my mind is panic attack. Now, what you have to understand is what is your strategy for the question. When you read about panic attack and when you solve the questions from the question bank, you will see that most of the questions of panic attack are framed in a similar way. So the strategy that you have to put in this is understand that question on panic attack are mostly formed in a similar way, and in order to do that you have to find the clincher points. Okay, so what are the clincher points in this question? Let's just look into the question and see the clincher point. The first thing is a 26-year-old female, that's a young adult. The other thing is shortness of breath. Next is symptoms of hypocalcemia, that is tingling and anesthesia around the mouth. Remember that episodes of panic attack last for about 30 minutes, not more than that, in less than 30 minutes. And there is no change in oxygen levels. However, it is not given, it might be given in the question, just to make it more lengthier. Understand this, that I am not telling you to memorize these clincher points. What I'm telling you is to understand them in a logical way and remember them. Now, when I say understand them in a logical way, it is if you know the logic behind these, you will ultimately remember them. You don't have to force yourself to remember them. Now, let's try to understand it. So, this lady is experiencing a panic attack, due to which she is hyperventilating. Hyperventilation leads to increased amount of carbon dioxide removed from the lungs. This leads to decreased carbon dioxide in the blood. Decreased carbon dioxide leads to respiratory alkalosis. Respiratory alkalosis then contributes to hypocalcemia. And that is what we are looking at in the question. Now, the major culprit here, if we go back in the cycle, the major culprit here is carbon dioxide. So, if you try to build up carbon dioxide, nothing down the line will happen. So, what we do is we ask them to breathe or rebreathe in the paper bag. So, that is the correct answer in this question. I hope this makes sense. What I'm trying to say, let me repeat tip number 2. That is, you have to familiarize yourself the way questions are framed. We have the next question, that what were the topics that were asked in the exam. So from my point of view, the paper was not of much variety. So the first thing is there were many questions on palliative care. Unfortunately, I did not read palliative care, but there were like lots of questions on that. The other thing is there were questions on respiratory medicine and especially on pneumonia and the treatment. So many antibiotics. Then there were also questions on psychiatry. So psychiatry, I think, is a very important topic for Plab. Very, very important. Especially the depression and SSRI. So there were like 5 questions only on depression and SSRI. So you can think that how much weightage psychiatry carries. Okay. Other than that, of course, you will find 3 to 4 ECGs. These ECGs would be, one would be for MI, another one heart block, another one atrial fibrillation. Definitely these 3 ECGs. And then some of the very common topics for Plab that you can find anywhere. First 3 had a huge chunk of questions, so I would advise you to read them thoroughly and even through the Oxford handbooks. How should November Plabbers attend the exam? So I would say November Plabbers still have like 2.5 months left. So this is a plenty of time to prepare for Plab exam. So what you can do is you can begin by reading the notes. So you should read them at least 2 to 3 times and solve the questions along with that. So give 2 readings and solve the question, give a 3rd reading and then solve the questions again. So it is very, very important that you focus on your time management. Very important indeed. On that note, I am extremely delighted to announce that I am soon bringing a compact Plab 1 package for aspiring Plab 1 students.
Dr. Spinach, what's the motivation behind creating this course?
Basically, I did not find a very good coaching institute to which I could rely on. So I had to do complete self-studies, and in the middle of that, I also hosted many free live classes in my Facebook group and also in my WhatsApp group. So only the students who were in those groups benefited from these live classes. What I'll do is I'm going to drop the link to these groups in the description section below. Apart from that, I generally received a very good feedback from all my fellow students who took the classes.
So you get that scarcity is the mother of innovations.
As my credential goes, I am also teaching FMGE students in different coaching institutes in India. Those who are Indians here, they might well know that FMGE is basically an exam that the foreign medical graduates from Indian nationality have to give in order to practice medicine in India. So I have been teaching as an FMG faculty for more than 2 years now, and I have a teaching experience of more than 5 years. I started teaching when I was in 3rd year of my medical school, and I have enjoyed it since then. I have a huge passion in teaching, and therefore I have created a small initiative to teach Plab students. All in all, I'm going to host complete ophthalmology for Plab 1 in late September for a minimal fee, and the dates will be announced later. So in order to register yourself for this class, you should just check out my description below. There's a website, my own website, and click on that and you will find a web page in which you have to sign up. So just sign up for that class, and you will receive an email about the class details. Do join my private Facebook group and get in touch with me through my Facebook page, Dr. Spinach, or my Instagram account. Get updates about the Plab exam and many new and exciting features. I have so much more to bring to the table, and you just have to keep yourself updated to that by subscribing to my channel. Okay, so that was all about the video. I hope you enjoyed it and you gained something out of it. I'll see you in my next one. Until then, stay safe and take care. Bye-bye.